Janhavi Panwar. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and yeah, I welcome you to my YouTube channel. And this is not only me who is here to welcome you, there are some other fellas too. Well, the first fella is me, that's my picture, and then my books, and then this little bud here. And I accidentally broke his lip, so he kind of looks a little weird now, but still cute, baby boy. Alrighty, so in today's video, I am going to give you some tips so that you can speak in an American accent like a native speaker. So if you are interested in speaking in an American accent like a native speaker, so do follow these tips. Now, before starting and before giving you all of these tips, why is American accent important, or why is any accent important? So an accent is kind of like a sound who can just, if you are going to pronounce a word incorrectly, so that can change the entire meaning of a word. And I think that is why, first of all, it is important. Another point why it is important is because in an American accent, if you are working in an international organization or in an international company or like embassies and stuff, so there you can have a much friendly environment. You can be more frank. You'd be feeling like more confident while speaking with different people. They can be native speakers, they can be real Americans, or from any other country, because American accent is a really nice accent. So yeah, let's get started. And tip number one, which I have for you all, is watch American shows. I don't know if I have given this tip before in my previous videos, but you have to watch American shows because the more you're going to listen, the more your speaking is going to improve. It's kind of like an IELTS, International English Language Testing System. It's kind of like that because, there are these 4 different modules, so listening and speaking. So, in IELTS too, if you are going to listen more, that's going to improve your speaking. You're going to have ideas, real good content. So watch more and more American shows. Do you know why? Because these American shows, they're like, weekly shows, and that last for like half an hour or 1 hour, and some there are monthly shows or daily shows, so if you're going to watch them, so they're like everyday shows, and after watching those, you would see what kind of slangs they people use, what kind of accent they people use, what are the kind of words they're using, what are the new words, so that can even improve your vocabulary and your accent both. And now, tip number 2 is stress the correct syllable. Alrighty. Now, what we people most of the times do is that we speak we are in a really formal way, or we speak kind of like, we are reading out a chapter, or, in a lesson, whenever our teacher used to be like, hey, you, get up. Now, from page number 412 to page number 450, read these pages out aloud in the class. And then we used to read the pages like in one tone with no stress and no intonation and stuff, and we just used to speak it. And that is how we speak right now. We just speak, sometimes I meet people, they just speak in such a flow, just one flow. Their sound is not going to be up or down or stressful or nothing at all. So that makes the conversation boring, and even if you're like addressing a group of people, that makes it more boring if you're going to have have that one flow. So stress the correct syllable. Do you know there are like compound verbs, compound nouns, and what are more? Yeah, these 2 things. So in like compound nouns, you gotta stress the first syllable, and in like compound verbs, you have to stress the second syllable. So what you have to do is, now there are these like 2 words, like the word overdue. So in overdue, stress the second syllable more, overdue. What are syllables exactly? Now, I know you people must be familiar with all of the 5 vowels that are A, E, I, O, and U. And if you're familiar with those, so you have to master all of those 5, because those 5 makes like 15 different sounds, and those 15 different sounds are going to help you speak in an American accent. So what you gotta do is, in the second syllable, wherever you find kind of like a vowel or like, a different sound which relates with a vowel, which has a little bit sound of a vowel, so stress over there. So in these words which have like 2 words combined, so over there, stress. So compound nouns, compound verbs. I definitely ask you, I can't ask you to do some homework, but if I have to give you some homework, then I'd say search out some compound verbs and compound nouns and, start stressing their syllables more. Tip number 3 is use phrases, not words. So another reason that I gave you the tip number 1, that was to watch American shows, is because you are going to find out some sitcoms. Sitcoms are like situation comedies, and you're going to learn more slangs, the slangs those people are using. So you have to use these phrases, learn more and more idioms. Now, I'm not talking about idioms. You have to open up a book, and then after opening up that book, you have to read like all of these 100 to 200 idioms or phrases, and then you're gonna like cram them, and then after cramming them, you are just speaking all of those, and now you forgot. After like 1 or 2 weeks, you forgot all of the idioms and phrases you all crammed. So what you gotta do is you gotta watch all of those shows and look out for phrases and slangs over there, because they're going to use that particular slang or that particular phrase over and over, because that is kind of like conversation kind of everyday shows. So use those phrases, don't use words, much more and more words, so that's going to make your speaking more exaggerated kind of stuff. Okay, tip number 4. Tip number 4 that I have for y'all is speak slower than usual. I'm giving you this tip from a personal experience because I tend to have this problem a lot. When I started like practicing my American accent, I always used to have this speed. I used to speak in such a speed like no one really understood me, and I still have difficulties with the same. I'm trying to control my speed in this scenario, and I know so many comments on my YouTube video, speak slower, speak slower, speak slower. So that is the same tip I like to give you, speak slower. Otherwise, if you're going to speak in a speed, there are so many languages out there like Spanish, Russian, Hindi, Japanese, Chinese, who have like a great speed, a great flow. But if you're going to speak in an American accent or in English in the same speed, then it's not going to be as good. People are going to have difficulty understanding you. And as for you, if you still haven't mastered your American accent, so you can't just start speaking in a real nice tone, in a real nice speed, and with no accent. So speak slower than usual. Speak slower than usual. Great. Okay, next tip. Contractions. Do you know the importance of contractions? Well, contractions are those helping kind of verbs. So like cannot, will not, shall not, would not, could not, and then there are like going to, went to, let me. So stop speaking these like in a full sentence or in like a full way. What you have to do is like the word cannot becomes can't in English. In an American accent, not in English. In English you can't speak cannot. So in an American accent it becomes can't. You can speak both. You can speak cannot and can't both. But to sound more like a native speaker, speak can't. Then there is like, hey, give me that. No, hey, give me that. That type of sound. So you have to focus on all of these. Like your will not becomes won't. No, I won't do that. Oh, I will not do that. I won't do that. I'm sorry. So do all of that stuff. And then there are like, do you not want to go? So want to becomes wanna. Do you not want to go? Hey, don't you want to go? There you go. That's how you have to do it. So master your American accent with these helping words too. Another tip that I like to give you all is I'd say you focus on your R's more. R is kind of like the most important sound in an American accent for the R. So it's, how we pronounce the word car. We say car, or how we pronounce, especially we Indians. And yesterday was Independence Day, so happy belated Independence Day, everyone. So proud to be an Indian. Yay! Okay. So, how we pronounce the word like teacher becomes teacher. Oh, he's a teacher. So we have that kind of like, you know, a British accent more. So for an American accent, you have to focus on your R's. Like if an R is written, so it is going to be pronounced. It's not going to be like if it is written, so you're not going to pronounce it. No, you have to pronounce it. You have to pronounce your R's, and what you have to do more is like, you know, you have to curl your tongue up a little. So the tip of your tongue, curl it more, like not more, but a little, and then it's going to sound like, you know, R. So focus on your R's more and watch American shows and use phrases, contractions, helping verbs, and stress the correct syllable. Thank you so much for watching this video with me and my little fella who's looking really cute. So thank you so much everyone. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did like it, so do subscribe, do follow me on my socials, and if you want to follow me on my social media, so I'm going to drop like my handle in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do share. Bye everyone. Say bye. Bye. Okay, no, that wasn't a good sound. Bye.